you can pause after the second one or after the first one if you'd like to have a little bit more practice on your own. But let's do the first one together. Radical 2u plus 8 equals u. Cancel out by taking the square of both sides. So on the left-hand side, we get 2u plus 8 equals to u squared. Now subtract 2u and subtract 8 from both sides for the purpose of getting everything on one side of the equation. And there's u squared minus 2u minus 8. And can you think of any special numbers that you know and love that multiply to negative 8 and add to negative 2? Hopefully. Did you think of u minus 4 and u plus 2? Because those ones would work. Because then the zero product property would say that we want u to be either equal to 4 or negative 2. Now with radical equations, it's extremely important to check your answers because sometimes certain answers will not work. They make what are called extraneous solutions for when negative, often they're with negatives, but not always. Some things will happen to not work. So let's test the number 4. If we let u equal 4, the equation would say radical 2 times 4 plus 8, which would be radical 8 plus 8, which would be radical 16, and that's 4, which is indeed equal to 4. So 4 works. On the other hand, the square root of 2 times negative 2 plus 8 would be the square root of negative 4 plus 8, which is the square root of 4, which is 2, but on the right hand side it was u, and so that 2 is not equal to negative 2. So the negative 2 solution doesn't work, and our only solution to this problem is u equals 4. Okay, now either pause the video or watch another example, your call. We do have another example after this one. Here again we're going to take both sides and we're going to square them. So on the left hand side, as a perfect, or after multiplying this out, we would get y squared minus 8y plus 16. And on the right hand side, the radicals just cancel out and you'd be left with negative 4y plus 21. So let's collect our like terms, plus 4y and subtract 21. So on the left, y squared minus 4y minus 5 is equal to 0. And now can you think of any numbers you know and love that multiply to negative 5 and add up to negative 4? Maybe minus 5 and plus 1, right? Because negative 5 times 1 is negative 5, and negative 5 plus 1 is negative 4. So the zero product property seems to be telling us that y equals 5, or possibly negative 1. Test. On the left, 5 minus 4 is 1, and on the right, negative 4 times 5 plus 21 is the radical of negative 20 plus 21, and the square root of 1 is 1. So 1 equals 1, 5 works. Negative 1, on the left, negative 1 minus 4 equals negative 5, so this is definitely not going to work. But let's just check it to make sure. Negative 4 times negative 1 plus 21, radical of 4 plus 21, radical 25 is 5. But 5 does not equal negative 5, so negative 1 doesn't work, and the only solution is y equals 5. So here is one for you to try on your own if you would like. Try x equals radical of 3x plus 10. Okay, square both sides, and we get x squared equals 3x plus 10. Move by subtraction property everything over to the left. X squared minus 3x minus 10 equals to 0, and then factor. So this one looks like an x minus 5 and an x plus 2. So we get x equals 5 or negative 2. But what's the last thing we need to do? Check those answers. Does 5 actually equal radical of 3 times 5 plus 10? Does 5 actually equal radical of 15 plus 10? Does 5 actually equal rad 25? Yes, absolutely. So 5 works. On the other hand, does negative 2 equal the radical of 3 times negative 2 plus 10? Does negative 2 equal negative 6 plus 10's radical? Does negative 10 equal the square root of, sorry, negative 2 equal the square root of 4? Does negative 2 equal 2? No, this one does not work. So negative 2 is not a solution. The only answer here is x equals 5.